All right, Scott, I'm ready when you are. I love those when you see when they like it's usually like infield reporters, and they cut to them and they're all like, scrolling on their phone and they're like, okay, we're ready. And they're like, you've been on for 35 seconds. Like, I love that. So, good morning, Randy Carnes, first on the board. Karen Buzzard, that's my ma. Sue Francis, good morning. Paula Jack, good morning. Julie Stover, no meeting today. Thank goodness. It's good to have you here. We've missed you. Julie Stover, Kathleen Beckett Napier, up early this morning. Steve Dietering, good morning, my friend. Thank you, Christina. My hair is not looking too shabby. I've got the flop on this side, or this side over here, got a little bit of whatever. I went to my good friend, Rick Soga, and fixed me up. So if you need a haircut, call Rick. I'll give you all of his information. Rick's the man. So let's see. And Rick's like a Slayer guitar player. Like, that guy is awesome. Ricky Soga. My entire time, I moved to Columbus in 95-ish, 95, 96. And I've been hearing about Rick Soga the whole time. Oh, Rick Soga, he's the best. Rick Soga. Rick, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out he is. And he's kind of like the nicest guy you've ever met. So let's see who I got. Michael Dietering, good morning. Got the whole Dietering clan there. Dave Bichard, good morning, my friend. Good to have you there. Joyce Neergarter, good to see you. Eddie Ambras, good morning. Ruthie, good morning. That's HR's ma. Curtis, thank you. You're such a good guy. I appreciate that. So he's more of a stylist than a barber, and this is where I'll be honest. I don't know how these things work out, but there is like some level of like a stylist can't do a beard, or they can't or they're straight razor. I don't really know. But I'll find out for you. Because if that's not the case, I used to go when I had more of the beard like that. I would go to Turner's. There's at least two different locations here in town. And yeah, so there's two different places here in Columbus, Ohio, and they're all great. They do the sweet beard. They're all tatted up, and it's great. Phil Maneri, good morning, my friend. Yeah, I know there's like schooling and paperwork. I don't really know. Jason Bragg, good morning. Keeping America rolling. Paula Scholl, good morning. So thank you, Michael, for bringing that up. We are moving. We've talked about it several times. So next week will be the last week that this show is hosted on this page. See, what got me laughing, Dave, is I probably said that day. Eddie and I went to college together, and we had a wonderful time. We got into a lot of good trouble. Like, we weren't like, we were mischievous, probably. It would be the best way to put it. And I probably if I had a nickel for every time I said, oh, you had to start this. Damn it, Eddie. We got into all kinds of fun trouble. It was great. I miss those days. I don't miss going to school. But Eddie is a good guy to have on your group. I'll just say that. Eddie's a good guy. Bob Dewey, good morning. Julie Stover got 3 crooked laughs. Crooked laughs. Makes you think you're up to something. You never know. So that's been good morning, interneters. Yeah, that's funny. I don't know. It won't be for much longer. Or we'll be doing the show to 4 people. One or the other. So yeah, the YouTube and the Pat's podcast page. That's where all this is going to go. And just to make it so, and I'll only keep this page active for a little bit. I'm going to actually shut it down for a little while to kind of make sure all traffic goes over there. Yeah, we had great times, Eddie. And here's the best part. And this is, I will always say this, our generation, the Gen Xers, we got the advantage of the tech boom. You know, so as we were growing up, things, you know, from video games to CD player, like stuff started happening, and microwaves, you know, I remember all that stuff, to where we are now. So we've been kind of in the tech boom the whole time, but there was no cell phones back then, and there's no evidence. So which means everything is alleged. So allegedly, Eddie and I walked home from bars, allegedly, somewhat. We had a lot of adult beverages. That's all. Eddie, do you remember my 21st birthday at all? Do you? I mean, I don't, but I do know. Eddie, I'm just going to start telling the story, and feel free to pop in here. So when so it would have been the fall of 21, fall of 91. My birthday always fell at Autumn Leaf Festival at Clarion University. The homecoming weekend was Autumn Leaf Festival as well. So the leaves are turning, and it's this idyllic, beautiful mountain town full of college students. And what's the link for the podcast? I think maybe we're all hitting it at the same time. Brian Fink, good morning, by the way. Good to have you on the show. Brett Wyford, good morning as well. So there would be like a parade, you know, the typical homecoming type things, but also because where Clarion University is located in Clarion, Pennsylvania, in that second week of October, there's a, you know, the leaves are turning. It's beautiful. Clarion River runs through it. It's just amazing. Also, a lot of people go up and drink a lot of alcohol. And I did that from time to time. Was known to do that every once in a while. Brett Wyford, good morning. Katrina, good morning. And on my 21st birthday, I was pretty, so there was like a lot of people I had went to school with that had come back. So I guess I would have been a junior, right? 91. Yeah. So people like that had already graduated, come back. And I mean, I got drunk to a point that, I mean, just didn't happen on a regular basis, at least not yet. I remember vividly, there was one thing that I was doing in the bar. We were at the Roost, this bar called the Roost, which is probably long gone, but this place called the Roost, which was more or less, if you bought like a warehouse and you used to ship vegetables out of, and then you took all the vegetables out, painted it black, and put a bunch of draft beer in it. Like that was it. That was the Roost. And a DJ. You had a DJ up in the corner playing God knows what. All the great hits of the day. Mostly REO Speedwagon, I would imagine. But I remember we're at the Roost and just getting way, it's my birthday, you know, and it's my 21st birthday. So it's my first drink. I hadn't had one before that. But I remember doing this specifically, people get doing shots, and I wasn't much of a shot drinker because I didn't really hang out in bars. I was doing the shot and I would do this. I would just dump it down my shirt. I didn't care because I couldn't drink anymore. I was at that wall. And what I found out later, and I thought I was, you know how clever you think you are when you're, or maybe you don't. If you've never been that drunk that you are aware of how out of it you are, but you think you think you're so clever that no one notices. That was the kind of day that was. Yes, Karen Buzzard, it's time. Okay, it's time. Freaking 29 years later, I'll tell you the truth. You know, not the truth. And yes, Julie, I was an excellent dancer. At least I thought I was. I was, you know, do those kind of moves. The 3D. All that kind of stuff. No, I'm no dancer. I can't. I've tried. I even wanted to take dancing lessons because I'm like, it would be nice to dance. I can't. I don't know. Got Frankenstein feet, and yeah, so I'm not a dancer. Allegedly, I'm not a dancer. Randy Carnes, yeah, you're darn right. Clan, good morning, by the way. Put some pants on. You know we can see you, right? So, anyways, I was dumping the shots down my shirt, and I found out later that people thought that was hilarious. So they were buying me colored shots because I had like a lighter colored shirt on. I'm sure it was one of those sweatshirt gray. Who are they? Big Johnson shirts or something like that. But yeah, went right to the 100% straight to the lawn sprinkler. Yeah, Casey, that was me. That actually was a great rule. If I had just agreed to shots, you should have been like, he's done. But that didn't really ever work out that way. So here's where the story gets. At this point, it sounds pretty much like a college party or a college, dipshit getting drunk, and that's what I was. Well, Eddie and I believe it was Gorman. I'm not sure, but my roommate. But Eddie and Gorman are walking me home because I needed it, and we were walking by, and they were building a new student union at the time. This is the part I remember fairly vividly. Oh, because you're not seeing the comments, Steve. That makes sense, right? So that's where I need to get better at reading these comments. Yeah, I'll work on it, Steve. I'll do my best. Fort Myers. Oh my God, they're smoking cigarettes in the bar. I was just talking about that. I had I had an experience with a teacher that smoked in the classroom, and I was like, man, the 80s and 90s were amazing. You never had that. Christine Steele, good morning. So I'll finish the story. I'll wrap it up quick. Probably not, but so by the way, Steve Dietering, Christine Steele just weighed in, and she said, good morning. And Tom Bloomer is in Fort Myers, and the bartenders are smoking cigarettes behind the bar. I love it. So back then, I was a heavy cigarette smoker and a amateur drinker. And so we're walking back. I'm completely inebriated. And they're rebuilding the student union. And there's a bulldozer there. And at the time, I had a key. If you don't know anything about heavy equipment, I'm sure this has changed. But back then, a key could start all of the same brand. So it was like they were like, for example, I had a Cat key, which meant I could start Caterpillar equipment if I knew what I was doing with it. At the same time, John Deere's and things like that, they had more or less just one key. But if you had one, then that meant you could right. If you had one, you could start it up. So I remember Eddie and Jeff are walking with me, and I see this bulldozer, and I see that it's a Caterpillar. I'm like, I'm going to drive that. And they're like, okay, sure. Go ahead. They're like, go ahead, buddy. Go. Good old Pat. He's going to go drive it. So I climb up on this dozer, and I'm like figuring it out, figuring it out. Like I'm going to figure it out. And but I had my keys. I had my Cat key. And Yes, I have a bulldozer key in my pocket. All right. That's how we do it in Frogtown. So I go to, I get the engine's turning over. So I actually get it like, it's making that noise. Now I would like to end the story there. Like I did not start the bulldozer. I did not tear down anything, but in my mind, I hated the new student union, and I was going to bulldoze it. Like that was my plan. Is I was going to I'd steal this bulldozer and demolish the student union, which none of that would have happened. But I was very determined. Right, Dave. Everybody had a couple of heavy equipment keys on their key ring. I had a 77 Delta 88 key. Well, it took two. It was back then the GMs had the round key and the square key. And then I had a Cat key, and the funny part, our apartment didn't have a key. Our apartment, you just slid the lock with your student ID, because no one in our apartment had a key to it, and it just stayed permanently locked, and it might as well just been permanently open because it wasn't by any means tricky to, like if Mr. Finesse could figure out how to slip the lock with a credit card, imagine how hard that was. But anyways, I remember sort of like that, Eddie particularly coming and talking me off of the idea of destroying the college with my bulldozer. So I remember that. That's how I remember it. I don't know if it's if my retelling is accurate. Eddie, if you hear this, I would be open to any interpretations on that. It was probably more like the old credit card key. It was probably more like I probably went up alongside the bulldozer and threw up beside it. Is probably what really happened. But in my mind, I stole it. I will always say that I stole a bulldozer when I was in college. Alleged attempted grand theft bulldozer. Grand Theft Bulldozer is like the best name I've ever heard. I love it. Whoa, feels like 15 in Pennsylvania. Wow, that's so today. Dropped the knuckleheads off. That's coworker and neighbor coworker. You know what? That's Dave. That's what Dad had always said. That geez, by the time you could start him with a butter knife. Grand Theft Bulldozer. Yeah, it's not bad. I've heard worse. My God, the logo would be amazing. I can already see it in my head. So, in the first video, do it in a strip mine. Oh, it'd be great. Anyways, so when I dropped the knuckleheads off, it was pretty brisk. No moisture on the truck. I'm going to say 29. Feels like 29 today here in Columbus, Ohio. I had it. It's perfect. 4 degrees off, but it was 100% on. We can hear you, Scott. Like, what's wrong? And we're going to have to work on some stuff. Can we bring in, I wonder, can we get to the point where I can do like the weather, where I can stand in front of a weather map? Can we do something like that? Oh, Dave, you're in Titusville? Nice. That's awesome. Oh, no way. You had a pop machine key? Free Mountain Dews? Oh, so lucky. I have a green screen. Didn't think I'd say that, did you? Of course I have a green screen. So it does. Today is, so Dave and Michael, they just pointed out that I need a green screen, and I do have a green screen. I just don't, this is real. These are real. So that's not fake, but I do have a green screen. It's been cold on the Space Coast. That's still, is Titusville, is that still considered the Space Coast area? It's hard for me not to say Space Ghost. It's one of my favorite cartoons as a youngster. Friday, yeah, you know what? No, no, I can't. I don't know how. They're all tuned. They're all open tuned. So like, if I need to play B minor, I play that one. If I need an E minor, I play that one. But if I need an A, I play that one. They're just open tuned. So, you guys are funny. You guys are clever. Feels like 18 in Holland, Ohio. Space Ghost was the best. Had this sweet cape, like this white jumpsuit with no boots or gloves or anything, but he had these gauntlets with random buttons on it, and they could do the coolest things. Right on space, across the river. Right, it was moving the radio station. That was probably it. Like, in my heart of hearts, I was furious that they were. So James Ranke just called me out. B minor, show off. I don't know yet. Probably one of those that are over there. I don't know yet. So. Lots going on here. Hold on a second. Coast to Coast, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. What guitar am I playing? One of those. Ever watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast? Yeah. It was awesome, actually. I loved that show. It was weird. That was on the Cartoon Network, I believe, and it was like, you know what's funny, Dave, is you keep bringing it up, and it's so hard for me not to go down the rabbit hole of how amazing Sheetz is. Like, if only there was a way to just like, yeah, we are totally Sheetz people. So that was pretty good, Scott. I tried to telegraph that as much as I could. All right, everybody. It is Friday. Hey, if you're out and about, it'll be posted on social media. But me and Gould are going to be playing some songs out on the east side of Columbus, Ohio, Saturday night. Julie, I went to Sheetz yesterday. Is it the one right there on just down from the Roost? Is that still there? Is that the one? Did they rebuild that? Because that was been one of the early ones. I have so many questions. I should probably come back to Clarion and check out their Sheetz selection. I used to Jack cigarettes and a chicken salad MTO at 2:00 in the morning or 3:00 in the morning. Oh, Brookville. Oh, it's probably fancy. Very fancy. A place called Cardo's Pizza. Thank you, Randy. Cardo's Pizza. So, all right, everybody. I got to jump off. I got work to do. I got to go help Mr. Phil. You know, Jim Buzzard always said, at least I've got a strong back and a weak mind. So I'm going to go use those two things here now. You guys are great. Is it Friday, right? We made it. It's Friday. Let me look at my watch. Yep. Didn't really say that. They rebuilt the one by the Roost? God, that's awesome. Really, Bob? You are only 20 miles away from a Sheetz? I mean, that's reasonable. You know, by the time I got to go somewhere else. Cool. Well, I will look forward to seeing you. I was actually, Randy, I didn't call you yesterday. I know. I was thinking about leaving early and swinging by and meeting you up. But if you're going to come out, even better. Michael, good to have you, man. I haven't seen you in forever. That's right. There's one in Parkersburg. Yeah. Oh, I'm totally jealous, Dave. Dave just said I'm jealous, and you're right. Road trip to Bob Dewey's house. We get some sausage tips. So, we have derailed. I told you the bulldozer theft story. I can't believe it. The Grand Theft Bulldozer. So, all right. You guys are great. Most of you, you know what? I love all of you. I do. Even you.